Good morning, this is Don with Maranatha Adventures. This video is going to be on our camper and why we like this camper and why we have it set up the way we do. After we sold our first camper that I built, we were looking for something that was in the square drop or teardrop line, and we ended up settling with Runaway. And the reason why I settled with Runaway was the fact that it's a camper that's you can actually build from. It's a hollow shell inside. You can order it with, and I'm just talking about this particular model here, the Range Runner. You can order it with a rear door, so it would have 3 doors. You have a passenger side, the driver's side, and then the rear door. But if you open up the rear door or any of the other doors, it looks like a small mini cargo trailer. And it was a perfect platform to build off of. And this one here, particular one, was a street version. It sat about a foot off the ground. It had smaller tires, street tires on it, trailer tires on it. And so when I brought it home from Florida, I backed it into the shop, and then the next day I just commenced to taking it all apart. Anyways, getting onto the camper is that the hitch system is a lock and roll. It's an off-road articulating hitch. So the hitch spins 360 degrees this way, and it also spins from this point to that point. So if the truck is flexing on one side, the trailer can go and articulate wherever, where a 2-inch ball coupler, you would just shear the ball off on it because it doesn't have that much movement and articulation. But what happened with this camper when we first got it, the first thing that came out from underneath it, and I'll have pictures in the video, is I pulled the tires off of it, pulled all the suspension out from underneath it, and then the tongue came off of it. The tongue was totally removed and fabricated all a new tongue that was heavier and has a backbone that runs 2/3 of the distance of the chassis. And the original tongue was an A-frame style with a 2-inch ball coupler. This one here is 2.5-inch diameter tubing with a 2.5-inch tubular backbone that runs 2/3 of the distance of the chassis with a removable front coupler, another trailer hitch on the front, receiver on the front, all welded. And then the diamond plate put on top. And then what I did, it shows in the pictures, me priming it out of a raw stage. And putting 2 coats of automotive epoxy primer, and then with the bed liner, spraying the bed liner on the tongue. The diamond plate is aluminum diamond plate. I drilled and tapped the top portion of the tongue, so it's all put down with bugle head machine screws. It's been sandblasted, the diamond plate, primed with a PPG automotive epoxy primer, 3 coats of PPG baseline black, automotive black, and then clear coated twice with a satin finish, hot rod clear, all catalyzed. The tongue box on there is a Harbor Freight tongue box, their smaller one. And then what I done was I sanded it all down and then cut out all the slots for all the electrical. And then from there, I primed it with PPG automotive epoxy primer, 2 coats of that, and then 2 coats of base paint, automotive base paint to match the camper, and then 3 coats of high gloss catalyzed automotive clear, and it's all been rubbed out and buffed out. And then the latch, I ended up taking all apart, sandblasting it, and then coating it in a product called KG Gun Coat, which is their satin black. But I installed moly panel on the front, and it's all metal and coated, and the bag there holds a lot of miscellaneous gear in there, small miscellaneous gear. The inside of the tongue box holds all the wiring and holds most of our electrical. Starting with the battery, I'm running a VMax Tank AGM 125 amp hour. The charge controller for the solar is Renogy, their Adventurer 30 amp. And as you see, it's all fused. And each system can be shut down separately with the shut-off switch. Solar can be shut down independently, separately from the 12-volt system, and so on. The switches on the side power our lighting on the sides of the camper, along with the rock lights, and then has 3 12-volt cigarette lighter socket outlets for whatever gear we want to do on it, to plug in it. On the opposite side, there's a vent, and then another solar access that we could plug an extra 100 watt folding Suitcase Renogy Monocrystalline panel to it. On top of it is a 100 watt Renogy monocrystalline flex panel. And the reason why I only have 100 watt up there is that it's efficient for everything that we have on the camper, as in the type of gear. It's powered by 12 volt. Our power source is a 12 volt propane, and it does have a 110 setup on it, but it's only for the 55 BTU air conditioner unit that we only use once a year, and that's on my birthday when we go to the lake at the Army Corps of Engineers, where there's electric. The storage for our water tanks, our water scepter cans, the 20 liter or 5 gallon ones, these are Mario's AT Overlands. They're all made out of aluminum. They're locking, and they came in the color of aluminum. What I done was I sandblasted them and then coated them in with a bed liner, 2-stage bed liner. And I adjusted the air pressure up so it would shoot a nice fine bed liner finish on it. The rock panel on there, along with the tongue, and the panels on the sides are a 2-stage bed liner that I shot in a medium texture. There's 2 coats. That's 1/8 inch thick, and it works very well for this application. As we get down towards the sides of the camper, I installed windows in the doors, and they don't come with windows in the doors, and you'll see that in the pictures. And also installed the aluminum diamond plate, and then shot those with the bed liner along with the fenders. The fenders were aluminum color, and I sandblasted them and turned around and coated them first with automotive coating to match the camper. It's all automotive paint. And then I bedlined the faces of them as rock guards. Our awning is a Rhino Rack Compact I went with a compact because here in the Ozarks, sometimes when you want to camp in amongst the trees, this awning works perfect because I don't have to worry about the awning hitting other trees around and camp. And it also has the walls. It serves Sally and I well. We've had this on there ever since I started to build in 2019 of April. The chassis and suspension system on the camper is that, like I said, I removed it all. And what I done was all the hangers, leaf spring hangers, I reinforced all the welds on it and then repainted the chassis. And then what I done was that it still has the original 3,500 pound Dexter axle in it. And then what I done was I ended up installing shocks on the axles. And the shocks help very well when in travel on highway, washboard dirt roads, or on trails. The camper sticks to the ground very well. The shocks help keep that tire down on the ground instead of that camper bouncing all over the place. The rims are the original rims. What I done is that they were white. What I done is I sent them off and had them powder coated in satin black. The trailer has 10-inch electric Dexter brakes. They're self-adjusting. I ran this camper for a lot of years without trailer brakes on it until our trip this year into the Ouachitas, all the way into east into Oklahoma and in the Winding Stair Mountains. And that's why I decided I better put trailer brakes on, because we were put into some situations where it was stressing out the brakes and the brakes on the truck were heating up. So this year I installed all 10-inch electric Dexter brakes on it, self-adjusting. And the wiring, all the wiring underneath the camper is in a hard chase that goes up underneath the center of the camper. And so I could drop those chases down if I want to add more wiring into it. There's no exposed wire at all underneath this camper. If it's not in a woven wire loom, it's inside of a chase. The jacks, I cut the stabilizer jacks. I removed, cut them off, and I replaced them with Ball C-Series 5,000 pound extended, and these extend out to 30 inches. And they work very well. They suck up out of the way. We keep a Roto Pax in the water here just for the truck in case we need to add water to the truck or whatever, or emergency water or whatever. Behind the back door is not a kitchen. We opt out not putting a kitchen in here, and there's a reason for it. It houses all of our camping gear, so you don't forget anything. As you see, the wall that separates the storage area versus the sleeping area is all framed out in aluminum and then skinned over with cabinet grade birch plywood. But as you see, it holds everything that we have, and makes it nice. And believe it or not, we do use all of this stuff. Not on every trip, but it's there in case we need it. The trail bag, we used to use Trasharoo, but Trasharoos don't sit on a 20 28 or 30-inch wheel very well. They sag and they start dragging. So we went with Blacksmith out of Australia. I love this bag because it's Tire Pacific. This is their small version for the smaller tire. So it's anywhere between, it fits a 28-inch to a 32-inch tire, drapes over the tire, and then buckles, straps down. Does it hold as much as the Trasharoo? No. But it's great. I love it. And it's a good solid bag, trail bag. I do carry a small farm jack, and I am experienced using these things since I was raised upon a farm. But the bottom line is that we've used this a few times only, but it's there for emergency cases. I'd rather have it and not have it when I do need it. The mount that holds the farm jack on there is a rugged ridge, and it's lockable. I like that. I have a 110 outlet here. And then on the other side, I carry a Roto Pax fuel pack in 2.5 gallon. And it works out very well. And again, you'll see more of the aluminum diamond plate. That's coated in the bed liner. Our shower ensuite and bathroom ensuite. We use a Darchi Cube Eclipse. We like it. We like the Darchi products. This particular setup, the mount that's mounted on, is out of Australia. And I'll post who it's from. The nice thing about this particular mount is it swings out and then positions in numerous different positions. So it swings out. I can swing it out this way. "180 degrees this way," any position. I also can swing it out this way, that way, any angle by just tightening down this lever, this knob here. Very, very impressive setup. I love it. Nice thing about it is that it kicks the awning ensuite away from the camper. So all your water or whatever is away from the camper and makes it super nice. Super nice. Quick setup. I'm not going to get into deploying the cube ensuite, but it works out very well. And the nice thing about it is I can put it, and it sucks away and puts away very nicely. Puts away very nicely. The Explorer's trunk is a condition 1. It's their 42 or 45 inch. It houses the awning walls, a couple of green elephant 2 to 4 foot poles, adjustable poles, in case we want to kick out the walls on an angle on the awning. It holds 2 of our lighting stands and gear, rechargeables, our can cooker and the companion, stakes, extra stakes and cords. The lighting on it's all LED. We carry a trail shovel Kuwait is Kuwait, I believe, or Kuwait, correct me on that, is the mounting system I use on it. The camper has 24 inches of ground clearance from the bottom of the chassis to the ground. It has 15.5 inches of axle clearance from the bottom of the axle to the ground. It tows like a dream. It Runaway, when they were selling them as the Range Runner street version, they were around 780 pounds. This one here, fully loaded with everything and with all the metal fabrication mods and everything that I've done to it, it weighs right around 1,600 pounds. And that's including the gear and 10 gallons, 12 gallons of water. And, but anyways, we're going to get onto the inside of the camper. I'm going to go around the other side. Sally's going to come in from this side. Like I said, when we got this, this was like a hollow shell, like a little mini cargo trailer. Had nothing in it. The wall wasn't there. Like I said, it's all framed in aluminum and then skinned over with birch, cabinet grade birch plywood, 3/4 inch. And then Sally wallpapered it with all the compasses on it. A lot of you are probably looking at that picture thinking that it falls off, and it doesn't. It has security hangers on it. It takes us, they lock into place with a special key. You have to slide in between the wall and the picture and turn it a quarter of a turn to unlatch it. It's what they use in hospitals and in offices and stuff like that. It doesn't move. All the wiring for the lighting is all tucked up inside these tubular braces. And we set it up this way as in teardrop or original square drop style for sleeping quarters only. Originally, when I was putting this thing together and we got to the point of outfitting it with a mattress, we originally had a 10-inch thick Tempur-Pedic style mattress in here. And it was great for us for a lot of years until when we started getting older and our joints didn't want to move as much as they used to. And it got difficult for us to get out. So we got rid of that. And this particular bed size is what they call as a short queen. It's an actual short queen. And we went with a mattress that is 5 inches thick that we built, that we made. We went to a company, foam company in Massachusetts. And so it has a 2-inch layer of firm foam and then 3 inches of semi-foam, firm foam. And it's nice. Now we can get out of this thing. We're almost like 20 and 30-year-olds getting out of this thing. It's great. The vents along here are for our heating system, our forced air custom forced air heating system that I talked about in our comfort video. And with the teardrop ports on the opposite side. The Powermax 12 volt converter charger is the one is set up for 110, but it converts 110 into 12 volt, and it's also a 3-stage battery charger. And the nice thing about it is that the fact that it will automatically analyze the battery and then select what mode, charging mode it needs. The air conditioner, the 5500 BTU air conditioner. The thermostat for our heating system is over here. And then our first aid, an ouch kit, ouch pouch. And then we got extra molly panels and bags and everything set up with extra stuff as bug spray, padlocks for the water tanks, scepter water tanks, and hitch pin, locking hitch pins in here. And in here's extra batteries, one double A's and triple A's for the flashlights. The track form mount here is we like that in West Point if we want to watch news, which we watched Flashpoint. It's a Christian-based news channel. And our patch collection that we've been collecting over the years. So, hi Sally. And then over in the far left-hand corner, you'll see a red switch in the outlets. And the red switch is for the battery meter. And then the battery meter itself, and I'm going from right to left. And then the two cigarette lighter outlets for like we charge our phones or drone batteries or whatever that we're doing. Basically, what I'm going through here with the camper is everything that is what we've done over a year, almost 7 years of working on it. Now it's all totally finished. Cup holders, hooks to hang ball caps and stuff like that, or whatever. My fire extinguisher. So basically, we keep our small 7-inch Hella fan, which mounts right here. It's portable. So if we want cool air in the summer or warmer weathers during the night while we're sleeping. So, but basically, camp knife and but basically what you're seeing is how this camper, how we choose to set it up. It makes it nice because the fact that it fits, it's personalized. And that's the nice thing why we went with Runaway. And a lot of people sit there and say that wood rot and wood campers rot. This thing has been through many water crossings. And I've had it where the water was right up to the bottoms of the doors. I said there is no wood rot in this camper whatsoever. Like I said, it has a membrane underneath it, a water barrier membrane underneath it. And I check it every trip that we go afterwards. And if it needs to be patched, I'll patch it, and I patch it usually with Flex Seal tape and Flex Seal black brushable coating over the top of it. And there is no wood rot in this camper whatsoever. I take good care of it. It's stored inside the shop building here. It's not out in the elements. So basically, what you're seeing is what this camper is. It's all about. You know, it serves us well. You know, someone's going to ask me why you only have 100 watts of power solar up there. Because everything that we own for 12 volt is low amperage draw. Our fridge is low amperage draw. That Hella fan is low amperage draw. It only draws a half of an amp on low and 3/4 of an amp an hour on high. The 14-inch box fan, 12 volt box fan, it only pulls very low amperage. Everything that we have on here is all low amperage draw. Why wouldn't I go with a lithium battery in here? Because at the time when I was putting this thing together, lithium batteries were not even available. I went with the best battery that I could find and research. And I found that VMax makes the best AGM battery. Yeah, it's large. It weighs 80 pounds. It's 125 amp hour, but it's the only battery on the market that actually has the lowest self-discharge rate around. And we've never pulled the battery below 89. Still had 89% left. And that was on a 5-day trip. I could sit there and turn that solar on and leave it on. And as we're running from one location to the next location, it charges because it's mounted on the roof. If we're staying in one spot for 5 days like we did, yeah, it'll stay there. If I'm bringing something else like a barbecue smoker and I want to run a digital powered fan on the firebox, then I'll bring the extra 100 watt foldable suitcase to run 200 watts of power, on there. The main thing is that the fact that how I have this set up, it works very fine. This camper is going on 7 years old in April of this year. We're the original owners of it. I did all the work myself, all of it. Paint work, welding, everything, fab work, bed liner, all of it, electrical. It just serves us. This camper is a great camper. It does very well on the trails. Like I said in the video about the truck, we know our limitations when it comes to the truck's capability. So the trailer gets pulled wherever we're going and goes on trails. And so if we're running it, if it's 1 being the easiest and 5 being the most difficult, we'll stay between that 1 and 3. And we ran like I said, we ran this trailer on trails that were right around the 3, the moderate. And it does just fine. I've had it where it was, on a big cant. And it performed. It didn't give no sign like it was going to tip over or not. That's the one thing I like about Runaway. Their trailers are 6 foot wide. So the tires fit a little bit outside of the truck's tire width. So, but anyways, we hope you liked the video. We're asking you to give us a like, share, subscribe to our channel, and stick around. There is going to be a small devotional afterwards. We'll catch you on the next video. This devotion will be coming out of the Old Testament. I'll be reading from the New Living Translation from the book of Isaiah 55:6. Seek the Lord while you can find him. Call on him now while he is near. In order to have a life that can give us all what it has to offer, this only can be done seeking the Lord wholeheartedly. This verse demonstrates God's love through his availability to be found. How is this done? It's a willingness on our part. When we wake up in the mornings, we should pray that God gets into our heads before we do. What do I mean by this? We should remind ourselves that God is there every morning before we get out of bed, that he's near and ready to be found. But it also warns us about complacency and how each of us can easily allow ourselves to get into our own heads before God. It urges us to prioritize our relationship with God, putting Him first. The more I think about Isaiah 55:6, through Jesus, God's presence is made accessible to all who seek Him. In John 14:6, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you look at the cross, this was God's most heartfelt work. It was Jesus that took the full weight of our punishment. He didn't just die for us. He died instead of us. He took our place so He can take our sin in exchange for us to have His righteousness. This act of love abolishes the separation from the Old Testament law and gave us a reconciliation with God in the New Testament covenant of grace. The cross is not a symbol of God's anger. It's a symbol of God's ultimate love for us. It's where Jesus paid the price for us so we can be crowned with grace. This is an invitation, an opportunity to those who want to know their true purpose in life. Here's the truth. God isn't difficult to find. Matter of fact, it's quite the opposite. He's easy to be found. All you have to do is have a willing heart when seeking Him. The Bible assures us, if we seek God, He will be found. Just open the pages of the Bible. It's filled with invitations from Him. Prayer is another way of seeking God. He isn't going to grade us on our grammar in our conversation with Him. He's after our heart. That's right, He wants to know our hearts. Prayer isn't just change for a situation we are in. It changes us. It gives us peace when things don't make sense. It strengthens our spirit. It reminds us who God is and who we are in Him. Whether you seek God reading the scripture or in prayer, it's about being present. And when you're present, God is listening. I hope someone gets something out of this. I really do. Give God the time He deserves. God bless.